One bright summer morning, a wealthy father decided to take his young son on a special trip to a small village. The father, a successful businessman, had always believed that success meant having more wealth, more comfort, and more possessions. He wanted to teach his son a valuable lesson about how fortunate they were by showing him how poor people lived. They drove for hours until they reached a quiet countryside. Rolling green fields stretched out endlessly, and a warm breeze carried the scent of fresh earth and wildflowers. The family they visited lived on a modest farm, their home made of weathered wood with a creaky front door that swung open with a welcoming smile from the farmer and his wife. Their children, barefoot and grinning, ran to greet the visitors as if they were long-lost friends. For the next 2 days, the father and his son experienced farm life firsthand. The boy helped gather eggs from the chicken coop, laughing as the hens squawked in protest. He played with the children in the fields, their giggles echoing across the countryside. At night, they sat together under the stars, sharing stories while the fire crackled and crickets sang. The simplicity of it all fascinated the boy. On the drive home, the father smiled confidently. "So," he asked, "how was the trip?" "It was amazing, Dad," the boy replied, his eyes sparkling. "Did you see how poor people live?" the father asked with a proud grin, expecting his son to feel grateful for their wealth. "I did." The boy nodded thoughtfully. "And I learned a lot." "Oh, really?" The father leaned in, curious. "What did you learn?" The boy paused for a moment, gathering his thoughts. "Well, we have 1 dog, but they have 4. We have a pool in our backyard, but they have rivers they can swim in whenever they want. We have fancy lights in our house, but they have the stars to brighten their nights. We buy our food from stores, but they grow theirs with their own hands. We have tall walls to keep people out, but they have friends all around who keep them safe. We watch TV for entertainment, but they spend time together, laughing and sharing stories." The father's smile faded. He shifted uncomfortably in his seat as his son's words settled in.
"And you know what else, Dad? Thanks for showing me how poor we are."
The father's smile faded. He shifted uncomfortably in his seat as his son's words settled in. "And you know what else, Dad?" the boy added softly. "Thanks for showing me how poor we are." The father didn't know what to say. For all his wealth and success, he'd never stopped to see what true richness looked like. His son had discovered something far more valuable: the richness of family, of community, and of a life full of simple yet profound joys. That day, the father realized that sometimes the greatest lessons come from the smallest voices, and that wealth isn't measured in money but in love, connection, and the beauty of life's simplest moments.